Do you want to take control of your health? Hear the truth about dieting and weight loss? Learn the best strategies for maintaining a healthy lifestyle? This is the Yossi Muller Show.
And welcome to the show. I'm Yossi Muller.
And I'm Duddy Muller.
Duddy is a chef with a background in nutrition.
Yossi is a nutritionist with a background in nutrition.
Every show we do, we take another myth and debunk it.
We crush it.
Today's topic is accommodating others. People think that if they're on a diet and someone else wants them to eat something they shouldn't, oh, in that case, I'll make an exception. I'll eat something that's not on my plan if someone wants me to. But really, they're enablers, and we're not supposed to give in to them. Enablers are people, usually family and friends, who do things or say things to us that push us to break our diet. They're almost always well-meaning. They have our best interests in mind, or, they certainly don't want to harm us, usually. But sometimes they actually do want to see us fail.
Okay. What are the ways that enablers try to get us to break our diets, Yossi?
Various ways. They may bring food to us.
As a gift, sure. Put food down in front of you, right? Serve you food. They'll offer you food. Here, have some food. It's all about food.
They may invite you to places that have food.
Let's go out to eat. Let's go to this event. It's a fun event, and there's also food.
They may convince you to eat something.
It's good for you. I made it for you. It's Shabbos. I don't want leftovers. I'll have to eat them all week. You're not going to eat it? It's a Sudas mitzvah. You're not going to eat a donut on Hanukkah? What?
You're
not going to
weird.
have herring by a Kiddush? Are you Jewish?
Yeah, you're weird.
Weird if you don't eat it.
They make you feel weird if you
Right.
don't eat it.
I made it with less sugar for you.
Yes,
As if less is the exact amount that you need in order to eat something.
in order to lose weight.
Right.
They also convince you to stop dieting, these enablers.
You lost enough weight already. It's not normal. You're pushing yourself too hard. It's not healthy to push yourself. Anyways, you're going to gain it back.
So those are ways that enablers try to get us to break our diet.
Now, why do people believe that they should accommodate other people?
People on diets feel that it's not anyone else's problem that I'm on a diet. No one else should be inconvenienced because of me. No one should feel bad because of me. In fact, no one even has to know I'm on a diet. This is a personal thing. So I'm not going to do anything to inconvenience anyone else. So if someone else wants me to eat something or wants me to go somewhere where there's food, or if someone wants me to stop dieting, I'll do whatever it takes to make other people happy.
So why are people wrong for believing that when they are on a diet, they should be accommodating others?
Because it's actually not anyone else's business what you eat. Eating is a basic human function, and just like it's no one else's business when you sleep, when you go to the bathroom, when you take a shower, it's no one else's business when you eat or what you eat. And you also happen to be right for making this lifestyle choice of following a diet. But that's not the point. Right or wrong, it's your right to be on a diet.
Right. It's simply none of their business. You would never think to worry about what other people think when making some other decisions. For example, if one is allergic to a material. Oh, but someone said it looks nice on me. Listen, child. You know what doesn't look nice on you? Constant sneezing and hives. If someone's in Alaska and the heat goes out, they're not wondering, oh, is this coat the current fashion? It's freezing.
Sure. And if I have a Ferrari and I put in quality gas, I'm not going to be persuaded by truck drivers and put diesel in my Ferrari.
It will break your car.
I'm entitled to put whatever quality food I want into my body. If I want a choice body, I'm going to put choice food in it, and it's my right.
Right, exactly. So if it's no one else's business, which it isn't, what we eat, then why do people try to get us to break our diet? Why are there actually enablers?
So, enablers exist because they have motives, they have reasons. Most of the time, they're very well-meaning. They want you to have a good time. They want you to be happy.
Right, food makes them happy. It makes you happy. I mean, neither of you have even tried to be happy without using food as a crutch, but it makes you happy. So therefore, it must make everyone else happy. And please have some food. Enjoy it.
They want you to join them in having a good time. They don't want to be the only one eating, and you're not. They may want you to be what they consider normal. And they think that when you're on a diet, you're not normal. And they want to control you. They want to make you normal. So if they convince you to break your diet, then you're normal. They may also want to be considered the expert.
Right. Everyone has what they know about dieting. I lost weight 50 times already. I'm an expert.
They may think that you're doing it wrong because from their experience, what you're doing isn't necessary. You're unnecessarily strict, and they want you to do it the way they think you should be doing it. Unsolicited advice is the single commodity where the supply most greatly exceeds the demand.
Yes, absolutely.
And they may have made the food and they want someone to eat the food that they made. But sometimes their motives are actually much more sinister. They may feel guilty. They may feel horrible because they know deep down that what you're doing is what they should be doing.
Right. They feel guilty and they feel bad when they see you making good food decisions while they're still making bad decisions.
They may also know that you're seeing results and they may be jealous of you and they don't want you to be successful. What it ultimately boils down to is that they don't think that you are serious. If they thought you were serious, they would never bother trying to convince you to eat something that you shouldn't.
It's very difficult to enable someone who's really serious. If they knew you were serious, they wouldn't try. That's usually what the case is.
If they knew you were going to say no, and if they knew you would never even consider their attempts to try to get you to eat something, they're not going to bother doing it. So essentially, and this is important to understand, if someone's enabling you, it's because you are not projecting a very committed and serious approach to dieting. And that is something that they pick up on.
And it's obvious why believing that you need to accommodate others will make it that you will not be successful. Now, Yossi, what should we do about enablers? How should we deal with this situation?
So, step one, identify them as an enabler. Realize that by them trying to enable you, it's actually a form of disrespect. Now, they may be well-meaning, but they are in essence telling you that they don't believe that you're committed. So realize that. And always say no.
Practice this simple word, no, and always hold your ground.
The only way to teach someone to stop enabling you is to always say no. And if you do that, they'll learn to stop trying to enable you. If you say yes, then you're teaching them to keep enabling you. They do whatever you teach them to do.
You're also teaching yourself that it's okay to say yes.
And this is important. If you don't say no all the time, it's completely ineffective. We would think that if we sometimes say yes and we sometimes say no, then, okay, we're accomplishing something. I'm not ready to say no all the time, or it's not nice to say no all the time. I don't want to make any drastic change in the way I'm dealing with people, right?
Yep.
I'll say no some of the time or most of the time. But you have to realize that it's the same ineffective as always saying yes. Because if you sometimes say yes, then you're actually teaching them that you sometimes say yes. And they'll learn to keep bothering you and to keep harassing you until you say yes, because you taught them that you sometimes say yes. So don't think that you're gaining anything by sometimes saying no. You have to always say no. Also, similarly, don't think that, you know what, I'm going to say no. If an enabler tries to get me to break my diet, I'll say no. But if the enabler is persistent and they bother me enough, then I'll say yes. And that's tempting to do because it feels better to be, I'm somewhat reasonable. I say no, but if it bothers them so much that they're so persistent, and then I'll give in. But that's actually a complete waste of time also, because you're teaching them to be persistent. You're teaching them that if they're persistent and they don't stop bothering you, you'll give in. So all you're doing is getting them to next time bother you and bother you and bother you until you say yes. So unless you always say no, you're accomplishing nothing. You have to always say no.
So as far as we're concerned, this enabler is disrespecting you.
Technically, they might be well-meaning and they might actually think that they're doing you a favor, depending as the case may be. But
Right, of course.
as far as we're concerned, our perspective has to be that we are being disrespected because we're being told that we're not being taken seriously, that our diet and our commitment to our health is not something that they think we think is serious, right?
And you think that,
By sometimes saying no, you're sticking up for yourself.
but you are not.
Right. It's like the guy who's sitting in his chair, minding his own business, and another person shows up, complete stranger, gives him a huge slap in the face, and says, Yanko, that's it. You got a big smack in the face. And the guy starts laughing. Ha ha. So the guy who smacked him says, why are you laughing? He says back, joke's on you. I'm not the uncle.
Yeah, but he still got slapped in the face.
He was disrespected.
He thinks he won this argument, this situation.
He thinks
here.
the joke's on the other person. No, joke's on you.
Yes, the joke is on you. No matter what your name is. Your name isn't Yankel, you still got slapped in the face. You still lost. So too over here. So too by dieting. You sometimes say yes.
You
If
lost.
You don't always say no. You lost.
It's like another joke where a guy approaches someone else and says, I'm going to mop the floor with your face. And the other guy says, ha, you're going to mop the floor with my face. There are all these corners that are hard to reach. You're not going to be able to mop the floor with my face.
Oh, yeah, you won.
You won the argument.
He won't be able to mop the floor very successfully with your face, but he's mopping the floor with your face.
Yeah, stop thinking that when you sometimes say yes, and when you sometimes say no, and when you only give it when they're persistent, stop thinking that you're really sticking up for yourself. You're making a complete joke out of yourself. You have to say no every time.
Absolutely. You really have to be persistent. Saying no to a repeated offer is not rude compared to repeatedly aggressively offering something that is not appreciated. For example, a friend, this actually happened, came to me the other day with something in his bag, and he says, here, he gives me something, he says, eat this chocolate. No, come on, eat this. Answer hasn't changed. Oh, no need to be rude. I know what's come over you.
Right?
Why are you repeatedly aggressively asking me to take something that I said no? He didn't take me seriously.
That's a good comeback. He said you're being rude and he's being rude. And another important thing you have to know is that you should not give reasons why you're saying no. Because if you give a reason, then that's the beginning of a conversation. That's the beginning of an argument which you will lose.
Don't put yourself in a position to even have a discussion about it. The answer is no. You don't want it. You know it's not good for you. The answer is no.
And this is general advice for life. When you say no to something, don't give a reason. If you give a reason, they're going to just try to badger you about it.
Right. You have your reasons. No one else has to know what that reason is to understand that you don't want to do whatever the thing you don't want to do is.
And you should also know that there are 3 stages of an enabler. If a person is trying to enable you, that just means they're in stage 1 of the enabling process. When an enabler is disrespecting you, they're making fun of you for dieting, they're trying to convince you to break your diet, they're disrespecting you, and that's stage 1. If you keep saying no, then they'll progress to stage 2, where they no longer try to enable you and they start respecting you. And they'll even encourage you to stick to your diet. They'll support you in your diet. And then finally, if you keep saying no and you lead by example, they will eventually copy you. And that's stage 3. So you can look at it like it's a game. It's the enabler game. Your job is to say no. Every time you say no, you get points. And the enabler goes from disrespecting you to eventually respecting you to eventually copying you.
Copying you. They actually copy you. They follow what you're doing because they see that you are doing a good thing and you're being successful. So at most, you're only not accommodating them in the beginning because it won't bother them later. They may even appreciate having someone like you as a role model in their lives. Doesn't sound like you're inconveniencing them now.
Because people are mirroring you. If someone's disrespecting you and trying to get you to break your diet, it's because you are not so serious and you are not projecting a very committed attitude. And if you keep saying no, eventually they'll mirror you and start supporting you and encouraging you because you are serious.
If you are serious, they'll realize you are serious. If you are not serious, they will realize you are not serious.
And if you are so serious that you say no so much that you completely change your lifestyle, then they will even start copying you. And that's the best thing you could do to your family and friends who are trying to enable you. And that takes us to the end of this episode.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you join us next time.